Welcome to Meal Prep Mondays. This is a show where I take a very simple ingredient and show you a very easy way to make a few meal prep choices. And today I'm working with everyone's favorite chicken, but chicken tenderloin, right? So I'm gonna do this really beautiful chicken dish, but before we do that, we need a sauce, right? And then a sauce has to sit on top of something. What is that going to be? It's gonna be rice. So let's chop up some onion and garlic and get that sauteed to make the rice. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to the bottom of this pan. You've seen this a number of times. And then that onion that we diced up, let's toss that in. And then we'll just saute the onion slightly. Why don't we do a little pinch of salt to get the party started? Once the onions have sauteed slightly, let's pour in the rice. And let's just give that a stir. And the idea is for the rice and the onion to become one. So we'll stir it until it just turns like a nice light brown color. And then we'll add in the garlic. If you put it in too soon, what'll happen is it'll burn, and that's not what we want. Then right before we add in some water to this, why don't we put in a little bit of chicken bouillon just for some flavor, a little bit of personality. And the water goes in, and then you know the deal. We'll just let this cook out. You know how this goes. We'll let this water evaporate. Once it evaporates, we'll cut the heat off. Top it with a lid, come back in 10 minutes and we'll have the perfect pot of white rice. While the rice is whipping itself together, let's start working on the main component, which is the chicken and the sauce. So incredibly simple, just like everything else that we do. I got a package, about 1.5 pounds of chicken tenderloins that have already been sort of prepped for me. But there's this one little like ligament that I want to pull out. So I want to show you a cute way. You can keep it in if you want to, it's not a big deal, but I'm going to show you how to take it out. And it's pretty simple, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is you want to put the tender down on the board, right? And then here's a little white piece that some people don't like. So what I like to do is just hold on to that with a paper towel. And then I'll take the fork, any fork, right in between here and wedge it and it comes right out. All right, my chicken is all cleaned up, ready to go. So let's talk about the seasoning for the chicken. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get some oil down on this chicken. Once I get that oil down, why don't we go in with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. We'll keep this relatively simple, a little bit of red pepper flake for a little spice. And let's do some herbs, dried herbs, herbs de Provence, whatever you got. And a little touch of garlic powder. That's all we need. Get in here with some gloves, give that a mix. This is a great time to have this on marinade. Of course, the longer this sits, the better it tastes, but we ain't got that kind of time, so let's saute. All right, let's get some oil down into this second skillet. Let's take these beautiful chicken tenders and put those right into that hot oil. After a few minutes, just give them a flip. As soon as these are done cooking, we'll remove these. Just put them in a little bowl to the side. Now, in the bottom of this pan, we've got tons of amazing flavor that we really don't want to give up. So I've got a little bit of onion and garlic. Obviously, you know we gotta hit that with a little bit of salt and pepper as soon as it goes in the oil, just so we can create layers of flavor. I think what's gonna be beautiful in here is some cherry tomato actions. As soon as those tomatoes, you can start to see they just start to blister. Let's add in some white wine. So I got a little Sauvignon Blanc I'm gonna add in there. And then I'm also gonna hit that with a pinch of chicken bouillon. A little bit of red pepper flake would be perfect in this. Just like a little bit of heat, a little personality. Dried herbs always do the trick. And a touch of garlic powder. And we'll just let that sort of just get happy and cook up and be beautiful. So those onions and tomatoes can become one. Hit that with a little bit of butter. Look at our sauce. Doesn't that look beautiful and amazing? I think a big handful of baby spinach is beautiful in this. So let's add that right in there. So let's carefully work this out. We'll just sort of mix this around a little bit. Now we just gotta do 2 last ingredients to really make this stand out and taste amazing. I've got some heavy cream to help finish off the sauce. So let's add that right in there. Let's give that a big stir. And then we'll just let this sort of simmer just until it thickens. But what I'm gonna also do is just nestle back in those chicken tenders that we cooked up. A little smoked paprika, just a little pinch here. Beautiful. That's all you need, man. All right, let's give that a little stir and then we'll let that just cook until it thickens. All right, I have the finished dish in front of me. So why don't we plate this up? Let me show you how I plan on doing this. I do want to start by putting some of the rice in the bottom of the bowl. All right, and let's add some of the sauce and the chicken right on top. Just gonna garnish this with a little bit of fresh Parmesan cheese. And then let's do a little parsley right on top. Just a little bit. That looks good to me. There's only one thing left to do, and that's give it a try. So just go and bow your head if you want to and say grace. Grace. Absolute perfection. The sauce is super balanced. It's creamy, garlicky, spicy, slight sweetness. The acidity from the tomato permeates everything beautifully. That white wine in the background is lovely. And the rice, flavorful, garlicky, cooked good. It was amazing. For this to be a meal prep Monday, I can eat this on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you name it, I would devour this. Now the recipe, you know exactly where it's gonna be. It's gonna be on the DariusCooks Plus app. You can get it at the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Go get it, it's an amazing app. I know it, because I created it. And there's two things I wanna tell you as I always do. Food is my life, it's my food. Until next time, I gotta wish you a happy cooking. From my heart to yours. Bye, y'all.